So in most caves, the formations grow in a very similar way, that a drip of water will pass from the atmosphere and down through soils and surface structures, and that will make the water very slightly acidic. And then water can dissolve limestone as it passes down through the tiny cracks and features in the rock. And the drip of water then passing into a cave atmosphere will form a small bubble on the ceiling of the cave. And as the water hangs there, due to the surface tension, a tiny amount of gas will be released from the water drip into the cave atmosphere. A small amount of carbon dioxide will be released into the atmosphere. And this will create precipitation. So a small, tiny amount of dissolved limestone or calcium carbonate will then form a precipitate on the ceiling or on the floor of the cave. And that will start to create a stalactite on the ceiling or a stalagmite on the floor. The formations in this part of Poole's cavern grow in a very slightly, subtly different way. The rainwater passing down through the soil from the old lime workings becomes very, very alkaline to a point where it's about pH 11. Therefore, the water dripping into the cave, again forming a bubble on the ceiling, instead of degassing and releasing carbon dioxide to the atmosphere, will actually attract carbon dioxide from the atmosphere in a way to try and neutralise and become back to a neutral level. And that will actually create a much higher amount of precipitation. So a very large amount of calcium will be then precipitated to the ceiling of the cave to form a stalactite crystal, or to the floor of the cave. But it's about a tenfold increase in the amount of calcium that's deposited. So the stalactites in this part of the cave can grow almost a centimetre in 1 year, whereas in other parts of the cavern it would take almost 100 years to grow that same amount. And there's evidence of that. We've put man-made structures into the cave over the years, the handrail and even the cave path, which is stone flags. And over the last 10 years since these flagstones have been put in, we've seen significant stalagmites start to grow on the solid stone surfaces, which is pure, really good, simple evidence that these formations are growing incredibly fast.